So how are you guys feeling about this season so far?
Good. It's been an awesome season. I mean, we've really enjoyed this one, especially with like the bonus episodes that we've
Mm-hmm.
done with, the highlighting the kids and stuff like that, and going back and seeing like never before footage and,
Yeah.
all this stuff from whenever they were kids. And
It's also been really fun this season to watch our girls' reactions to just seeing themselves on TV and stuff. So
Yeah.
this year it's been a little bit more like real to them, like seeing that what we do every day, like they see it on TV and kind of they're like laughing and
Yeah, they're understanding it a
yeah.
lot more,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like seeing like the benefit of, or the rewards from like all the, the work that they've actually put in, and filming the episodes and stuff. And the older they are, like the more they understand everything and see everything, and enjoy watching it.
Definitely. That must be so cool for them to finally kind of grasp like, oh my God, I'm on TV. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is. It's definitely weird. I mean, I think our kids don't fully get that it's not normal because this is just normal to them, right? But it's our life.
Right. Do a lot of people come up to them like on this, like obviously maybe not now because of pandemic and everything like that, but a lot of people come up to them and be like, oh, I know you from the show and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, when we're all out as a family together, 100% people will come up to us. But I would say Hazel's pretty much an identifier of, oh, that's
Yeah.
our daughter, just because Hazel is Hazel and she's got her little cute red hair and her glasses. And so Mimi will get recognized quickly. But yeah, I mean, we're all out. They do get it. And they always wonder, like, how they know me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
we have to
how the
explain to
stranger
them.
and like knows my name.
Yeah.
In a sense. I mean, because that does kind of throw them off a lot whenever somebody just walks up and says their
Oh,
name,
hey, Hazel.
and they
hey,
look and they
Hazel.
realize they've never met this
Yeah.
person, and it kind of just, it takes a minute. I'm like, oh, okay, TV.
That's so funny. I love that. I know you guys had a COVID scare on the show. Have there been any more scares since then? And how do you keep a sanitized and germ-free home with so many little ones running around?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have not had any more COVID scares, and so thankfully we've been healthy and safe and clean this whole time, and so we're thankful for that. But I think one thing that we have worked on through COVID with trying to keep things clean is really getting the girls more involved with picking up and like cleaning. It's like, who wants to wipe the table? Who wants to go wipe the doorknobs? Who wants and they all like, ooh, me. So I'm like, sweet, make it a game, make it fun, get them involved in helping clean is kind of been one way that we keep it clean in here.
Definitely. It'll be less work for you. So that's good. I mean, what have you guys learned about parenting during this past year? Because obviously, it's pushed parents to the limits, whether it was homeschooling and just kind of juggling, keeping kids entertained. So, I mean, I know the kids are back at school, but, what have you guys learned about parenting during this time?
It definitely has been an eye-opening year with, being shut down to having to change all of what our, routines and schedules are with the girls. And we have always flown so well and done so well with some type of routine and a constant like rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And so we really had to adjust, like, we don't have to get up at a certain time. We don't have to set alarms, but we still have to do X, Y, Z. And we really quickly on, it seemed like a break, like, oh, wow, like this just like feels like vacation mode every day. But then pretty soon after that, you're like, we can't maintain this. We still have things to do and stuff we got to take care of. And we just learned that like we have to communicate more than anything. And more so it became more evident during that time because, it's just us with no family being around or cousins or friends. So just communication, but just also, really just finding the joy in all the small little things that we do, like, sitting down together as a family of 8 was something that really became super special during COVID. And I thank COVID for that purpose, because we are always so hectic and, the girls need to eat because they need to get bathed and get to bed. And sometimes we're in constant motion of like refixing a plate, or you need more, you need something to drink. And so we don't really ever get time to sit. But COVID allowed us to start a lot of things earlier and have more time. And we really sat down as a family of 8 and have consistently done that every day since.
Yeah, I mean, we live a very fast-paced life, you know,
Mhm.
just with having the kids, like everything's busy, rush, like go, 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 go. We're all over the place. And, you know, COVID allowed us to like slow down
Mhm.
and, you know, and see like, you know, what's really important and, you know, just the times with the kids and not, you know, because so many times, like whenever things would just like get too crazy, like, oh no, we need to change things up and like let's run down the road and let's go here just
Go to
to
the park or
kind of
something. Yeah.
break up. But I mean, COVID kind of took that away from you and you
Sure.
couldn't really do that kind of stuff. And so, you know, you
And get
started to think
creative.
outside of the box and get creative around the house. And, you
You
know,
know, like getting dressed for the day became a game.
yeah.
Y'all
Mhm.
go pick names and pick each other's outfit out, you know, and so
Good
just
idea.
simple things like that.
I love that. That's a good idea. And how do you guys make time for each other? I mean, do you have to schedule like alone time for each other?
You got it.
Yep. Yeah. That's a big thing for us. I mean, we've always scheduled out weekly date nights and,
Mhm.
because we've learned from very early on that, um, you know, we can't just like put the kids to bed early and just like relax or whatever, or we have to get out of the house
Mhm.
and just to get away from like the craziness in the house because the kids know we're here and they're always just going to come,
And
you
there's
know.
a lot of distractions on the things in my mind that I'm like, the dishwasher needs to be unloaded. Oh, and let me go wash these clothes. And so we really have learned that we can't connect like on a date at home. We
Mhm.
have to like really go away from the house. Now with COVID, I mean, we tried to do dates and we would utilize outside patio. And so kind of like set up something outside to make it different where it felt like we were escaped and kids are in bed and stuff. So, but I would say for us, I mean, it's a weekly thing that we do is a date night. And so, you know, when a Friday, Saturday comes around, one night is date night for mom and dad and the other night is family night. And so that's just something we've stuck through too for, you know, for years.
Yeah. Is it tough though to get privacy in your own home? I would imagine. I'm sure
I
everybody's like
mean,
banging on the door all the time.
Mhm.
second you wake up, you
Yeah.
know, I'm like, go potty. And it's like, mom. I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
But for sure,
Never,
yeah.
never a dull moment. I mean, you said, you know, and I think in the upcoming episode that the Quints were starting to test boundaries a little bit more. I mean, what have they done to push your buttons recently?
I think the biggest thing at this age is they just don't want to do things that they don't want to do.
Mhm.
And, you know, it causes talking back. And so we've, you know, had to come up, you know, with our discipline. How do we discipline this? And, you know, we have this 1, 2, 3 method. You'll see later in the season that we start kind of like chores with like
Mhm.
earnings of like good marks and, you know, money or coins or whatever. So, you know, I think this age is just hard because they have a lot of opinions and there's
Mhm.
6 different opinions
Yeah.
and they don't ever line up to the same. And
Mhm.
so we're in a constant, who do you attend to first? Like, what do we do? So we've learned to, you know, on Monday, we go through the days of like Monday, it's Ava's day. So Ava's going to sit in the first seat in the van. She's going to pick the shows we watch. She's going to pick dinner and like things like that. We try to break it up. And so 5 days a week, we go through the Quints and then Blake gets the weekend.
That's a good idea because everybody gets a turn and you
Yeah.
can't, everything's fair. I mean, have you ever gone through a day where there's not a sister fight?
I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, we probably have gone through
I mean,
a
whenever
full, like fights. Yes, we've
yeah.
probably gone through days of fights, but it's a lot of cattiness, you know, like
Mhm.
it's a bunch of girls. Like it comes very easily across a house of girls.
she's got my this or she took that or whatever. I
Mhm.
mean, that's going to happen every day. But it's always funny, like whenever we're able to like, you know, especially now, like obviously we're in Texas and things are slowly starting to open back up and being able to go like random places or whatever. They're still limiting the amount of people that can go places. But, you know, whenever we go somewhere new or outside of the house, I mean, like those are the times like we never have fights because like they're just like so stimulated and engaged like all day.
If we could only play every day somewhere else, you know.
Totally. If you were
Full mood.
outside all the time, then things would work. Danielle, how are you feeling? I know that you opened up obviously recently about your health issues. I mean, you know, what's kind of the latest and have the doctors determine what's wrong?
No, I'm still on that path to some type of discovery. You know, I've been seeing a cardiologist, rheumatologist, gastroenterologist, which I mean, I could list of different procedures and
Yeah.
tests and everything I've done. I do not feel any better or any cured or by any means. I'm just now in this phase of kind of going through like hills and valleys of, I have a lot more pain and physical things here. I'm not capable to do these things, but then I might, physically feel better. But it's hard because I am a go person and constant multitask and everything. And so it's definitely has been hard for me to slow down and just kind of realize my body says, no, I can't do this. And so I'm still working to discover what's the underlying issue with inflammation and everything that's going on. And so it's just, a journey I'm on.
Yeah. I mean, what are some things that like you can't or aren't able to do sometimes when you're, really feeling at your worst?
Yeah, I think when I realized it was something really bad and it was getting really hard was when I couldn't go upstairs. Like I couldn't make it up the stairs. And that's just not, and that was the eye-opening moment for me really when I was like, I have a problem going upstairs, and I'm a mom who's always carried 2, sometimes 3 kids upstairs. And, maybe that's the reason why it hurts now, but I would just get out of breath, or I can't keep up, or I have constant pain in my neck and my back, constant migraines, a lot of nerve-ish feelings. So I've been, seeing a neurologist with stuff. And so it's just, it's so unique, and it's very interesting to try to figure out, because like, it's not just, my stomach hurts, let me go see this doctor, or my head hurts, let me see this doctor. It's a lot of underlying things of just different struggles. And so it's hard. And so.
Yeah. I mean, Adam, it must be frustrating for you to see this and not have any answers too.
Yeah. I mean, naturally, like you want, whenever your wife is hurting or struggling or something like that, like you want answers, and you want to fix, and you want to be able to fix it, and you want to help her. And, and it's been frustrating. I mean, obviously, because we're in COVID, she goes to a lot of appointments that I just can't go to. And, she's seeing a lot of doctors and saying big words and stuff that we've never heard of before. And she's having to come back and relay stuff to me. And, that's tough. I mean, it's tough, like her even understanding everything, much less tell me about it and what's going on. And just really, finding ways to be able to even like support her through it, because I know like, you can see her frustration whenever like we go through another test, or she goes through another test, and, and it doesn't really lead to anywhere. It's just like another check off the box. And then it just leads to another test or another doctor. And, you just see the disappointment, frustration, and it's hard to see that. I mean,
it's answers you want, but it still leaves you on the investigation path.
Yeah,
and so
you're nowhere any closer.
Yeah.
And it's gotta be emotionally draining, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so what are the next steps? I mean, you still are just going to new doctors?
Yeah. And so I'm still doing a lot of follow-ups with all the doctors that I've been seeing, with, like tomorrow I'm having a colonoscopy done. So that's fun. But, I still see my cardiologist. I still follow up with the rheumatologist, and it's a lot of getting to the point where I'm having to do repeated tests and a lot of the same blood works, because in some instances, like your body might have the reactions or symptoms before your blood work shows positives in certain aspects. And so I'm kind of starting a journey of, okay, let me start this all over again, which is exhausting. But, when I just know, I've been saying for probably a year, like something's not right, something's wrong. I just don't feel the same. And so that one, I took the initiative to look into that and got blood work done. It kind of set me on this journey, and then, ended up in the emergency room one day because I just had extreme pains. I thought I was having a heart attack, and then not being able to go up the stairs and just not being able to do my daily normal things. And so it's just, it's hard. It's hard. And I'm one that doesn't really slow down or stop, and don't really, there's a lot of things I have to put in front of me before I can get to me, having 6 kids, and that need me to do this for them until they're of age where they can actually do it. And so it's been a hard, I mean, it's given COVID was one level of it, but then once I really started feeling incapable of not being able to breathe or physically can't pick up something, like that just became eye-opening to me. Like why does my arms feel numb? And, so just scary in a way.
It is. Has it been hard to explain to the kids too? Because obviously they're so used to you being go, go, go and picking them up and doing all these things. I'm sure that's, it's hard for you to explain because you don't really know what to explain to them. Yeah.
And that's exactly right. They are aware that, there's stuff going on and mommy's trying to figure out why she hurts or whatever. And when I went through like the emergency room, like they were home, like whenever that kind of episode happened. And, I've had to wear a heart rate monitor before, and I've had a certain test that I'm having to prep for that they're aware of. But I think that is the hardest part, is to say, no, I can't do this for you because I physically can't. And that's probably the hardest thing to like digest of, mommy, let me get on your back, carry me, piggyback ride. And I'm like, I can't do that. Yeah. And so it's like things like that. I think that's harder than physically dealing with the pain, is like saying, no, I can't do that anymore, or not today. Or, so it's that gets to like the mental, emotional side where cause I'm like, I'm this mom and I'm going to do all. And now my body's saying, hold up.
Wait a second. Well, I hope you start feeling better soon and get some answers. Cause I can't imagine how frustrating it is. But I hope you feel better soon, and how is Hazel doing? I know, we see that she goes to her first eye appointment in about 10 months and, how's she doing? How's she feeling?
I mean, Hazel's Hazel, and her attitude of life is always rainbows and unicorns. And so she's doing good though. I mean, when we follow up with that doctor, wait, I can't remember.
What?
You'll see. I think our biggest hope is that to not have another surgery, an eye surgery. And that's what something, since she's had her first one at like 15 months old, it was always, one day there might be another one. And so every visit you're kind of like, is this the day that we're going to talk about a surgery? Or are we getting close to that? So at this point, I mean, she's still doing great. And, it's something that is, in the future at one point, but we just don't know when. And hopefully it's not anytime soon.
Right. Definitely. Back in May, you said that you may be open to adoption. Is that still the case with you guys? Do you guys still talk about that?
Something we'll never close the door on, for sure.
Yeah. That's something I think that God would place in our hearts. If it was something that we were called to do, we would 100%, be all in for that. I mean, we are a big family, and you know what, at some point it's like, what's one more?
Right. Add another to the mix. Would you adopt a boy, or does it not matter?
We would leave that up to the situation, but if it was a boy, it would
just complicate a lot of things.
I don't know what we would do.
Like, I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
We always love asking parents, what is one thing you wish you knew before you had kids?
One thing I wish I knew, and what I have learned through being a parent, was how to take naps. Like, for real, because before I was a parent, taking a nap was like, I could take a nap, but I needed 3 hours to sleep. And when I became a mom of 6, like, you don't got time for that. Like, so you have to learn how to power nap. And that is what I learned. And so, as cheesy as that sounds, I love to sleep.
I don't blame you. I know that, in an episode you guys go all out for Halloween, but are you planning on doing a big thing for Easter? Do you have big Easter traditions, egg hunts, things like that, and plans for the upcoming spring, summer months?
Yeah, I mean, we usually do Easter pretty big, and, the Easter bunny always ends up coming and visiting, but we do the whole like egg hunt and stuff, and like cousins come around.
Crawfish
boils. And so we'll do that again and have a few family members over, but just
make an Easter bunny cake. We do egg hunts and the scary Easter bunny visits.
Adam, do you dress up as the Easter bunny?
I will not disclose who that is.